Yeah, music, music, music is the answer. It makes you groove the best ever. Your move gets better. Music, music, music is the answer. Stop me, brother, and trust me, sister, 'cause music is the answer. Music, music, music is the answer. It makes you groove the best ever. Your move gets better. Music, music, music is the answer. Trust me, brother, and trust me, sister, 'cause music is the answer. Music is the answer. Music is the answer.
All right, there we are. Well, I guess good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Thank you for joining today. Today's meetup is very much in line with the trend. We're going to talk a lot about AI,
Yeah.
and we'll bring it into more relatable and relevant way for you. So we'll try to make it very practical for you. Today I'm here with Nuha from our marketing, head of marketing, and I have Renaud here,
Hello.
who is on the top of our product. But also we have Michał with us.
Yep.
We're going to bring in to the session, and we're going to talk about SEO, AI content, and a lot of other things that are related to that. So before we jump into the talk, I had a question in my I mean, or you're following what's happening out there, like AI has everything today, right? It has the drama, it has the money, it has the buzz, everything you want, whatever you're served, just take your popcorn and watch, I guess. We heard about what happened with OpenAI and, that change that happened in 2 days, right? Like Friday, we hear about Sam Altman being fired because he hid something from the board.
Yes.
And then
Not candid enough. That was the term
Not
used.
candid
Can-
enough, right? Yeah. And then Sunday evening, before we go into Monday, he's hired with his team,
Yeah.
and Microsoft and someone else is going to be on the top of OpenAI, and that is
I didn't follow the next
well, yeah. After he
Yeah.
been fired,
Yeah. What
well,
happened
he
in the
very
end?
happy. He's very happy, I think.
I didn't come back. I think someone told me he would come back.
He came back.
And he came back.
Well, he's
Okay.
not. He didn't come back into OpenAI. He came back into Microsoft or something.
No, I think he's back in OpenAI.
Well, great. That's even better. But anyway, the idea is
I'm gonna check.
there's so many theories about what did he hide, and I find it very amusing to talk about these theories of like, why did Sam Altman? Why was he fired? What was he hiding? And the news are making some people believe that it's about they developed artificial general intelligence and they were hiding it, and that's one of the conspiracy theory, and it's insecure for humanity, and that was a board was angry. Some people talk about other things related to stocks and all kind of theories. So I would ask the people that are with us on the chat, what is your favorite theory? Tell us about these theories. I would like to collect more of them. So what is your theory about what happened in there? So we get a bit amused about that. What did you hear of any theories that were interesting?
I guess the only one that I heard about is the one that you mentioned, the one of like a new supermodel. Yeah, I need to get closer to the mic. Sorry. But in general, I feel like, I don't know, you're in such a big company that is becoming super influential. Maybe like a lot of people fight for that power, and just it becomes a bit too tempting to try to replace that person that has a lot of influence in the world. And I don't know, I feel like it might be even simpler than that.
Yeah, I mean, today it's like becoming a trend to have on the top of the company someone that is influential.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean that he runs the best to run the company, but someone that is influential out there, so you can get the stocks higher or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get people, you get conversation about them, right?
Yeah, that's the
Maybe.
Elon Musk effect.
That's yeah. Ono, what do you think? What's your theory? What is your preferred conspiracy theory, or what is that the most unlikely one that you heard about?
The most unlikely one, the most unlikely one I like. Okay, I heard a few even before the firing. That was around like this whole OpenAI thing was structured at the beginning to be non-profit, and so basically like the
very complex structure, it seems.
Yeah. And so when creating the overall structuration of the board, like it was very complex to define who would own which stock and what will be the percentage of who would basically own and
what
govern the
exactly,
company.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so they created some kind of foundation, OpenAI, that was completely governed by Altman, that basically owned the IP and all this kind of stuff.
Ooh.
And so that was some kind of the conspiracy theory that was very interesting to me to understand. Basically, like if you're a non-profit but at the same time like you structure to make profit, the only items that is very interesting is the IP of that thing, and it's not basically owned by the company but some kind of foundation that is like owned 100% of by Sam Altman. So that was an interesting one that I heard about, and I don't know how much it is true, but you asked me about the conspiracy theory, so I tell you.
Yeah.
But like a few reports like came from Reuters and interesting press agency that were saying that it seems that most of the reason was around like this kind of new model that they created that turned to be so powerful that it could become some kind of humanity threat.
But how can a chat become a? I was trying to visualize that and understand and like to project myself. Okay, how can it help? Actually, there is a way, right? You know, today a lot of people see ChatGPT as an intern or something that executes for you, but actually maybe it's not, because sometimes you ask it questions. It
influences you. It's like social
gives you
media
tasks.
in conversations.
Yeah, it gives you tasks. No, you tell what's the best strategy to do this and that, and it gives you tasks. Tell you do this, do that, do that. So who's commanding who is a good question, right?
Yeah.
So you got my favorite conspiracy theory, and I guess the most likely one, though, is back. So it seems he's back. I checked quickly on Twitter, and it seems he's back.
Yeah, Alex is saying that he's back.
And so we'll see. They restructure the board in order to do this. But like from the beginning, it's true that the overall structure of OpenAI, from like non-profit to then become profit thing, and like having some kind of governance issue about, okay, should we do profit or should we just do non-profit? Like, and some people who are still in between might have created a few issues there.
Just a note for Pierre, who's behind the scenes and whom we thank for this. Alex is saying that the audio is a little quiet. If you could just raise the audio a little bit, that would be great. Awesome. Thank you, Alex. Good.
All right. So what do you want to do next?
Maybe we can go through the plan for today and bring in our guests.
Okay, we'll start with the plan then.
Yeah, we start with the plan. I'm just waiting for Pierre to show that overlay. We're good? I don't see it, but I will.
We don't see the plan.
I will trust you.
No, first the overlay of the plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today we're having Michał from Surfer SEO, which is a tool that I use for our like SEO and like organic kind of work. So what we'll do is that we'll start by bringing in Michał and talking about like the story of Surfer SEO. I know we have a few people who are not necessarily users of this tool yet, and so we're first going to go through like some maybe first success stories that they have, just to also bring some proof that you can achieve results with content created with the help of AI. Then we'll have a concrete use case where in my team this quarter we have a goal of ranking for headless CMS, so I use the tool to help me with that. So we will see how it helps with keyword planning and also with optimizing our content. So we'll do that. Talk also about the future of SEO, like what does like all of these changes in technology and these tools that we have mean for us, like the marketers working on content and on SEO, and how to be fully armed and like fully prepared for the future, and how to keep up to date with everything that is going on. So we'll have a little discussion about that. There's a Q&A section in the end. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask, of course, during the stream. If we start having too many, maybe we'll just pick some and keep them by the end. So with that, let's get started.
So the whole idea is to, you hear a lot about the potential of AI, and some people believe, some people don't believe. We thought like, okay, let's make it concrete. Let's take a use case and go through how you can work with this kind of technology and leverage value for you. That's, short-term value, not about like, okay, what's good could be the potential in the future, right now, right away.
Yeah, with a concrete example of how ourselves we use it, so that you can see with our goals how it helps us. Should we go?
I think this
we
is the
should.
time.
Yes, let's bring in Michał.
And
Hello.
ask for the favorite.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
With pleasure. Okay, so let's see first. Let me give a little intro about you. So you're part of the founding team at Surfer, which is a tool that exists since 2017. So that was before all of the AI, I don't know how to say, craziness, and also opportunities, of course. So that's super cool, and you're gonna maybe tell us a bit more about the story. I use your tool in like together with other SEO tools myself, like Ahrefs for some keyword research and having a better understanding of how our rank evolves and the opportunities of certain keywords, but also your tool for really like planning content and optimizing our content. So very, very happy to have you here and to share this like knowledge and learnings that we have with everyone in the community. But first, maybe can you share more about the story of Surfer and how it all started for you?
Yeah, I would be happy to. So it all started for me in the SEO as a PBN copywriter in the SEO agency, and I realized that this whole industry, SEO industry, is so disruptive that you can like learn what's working right now and become more efficient and effective than anybody else, even with 10 years experience. So that's why I loved this industry at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out that I can learn really quick. And after a year, I became head of SEO of that agency.
Cool.
And we started thinking about scaling up that agency. And we couldn't hire people because the agency was founded in a little village. So we decided to improve the processes instead of scaling up the manpower. So we built a tool for ourselves that helped us with on-page optimization. And this is how Surfer has started. We teamed up with the CEO of the agency, myself, and my brother Lucian, who is the CTO at the time.
Nice.
Now he's the CEO. So we are still in a similar shape. And well, since then we started building the tool for the agency to make ourselves competitive on the market. But it turned out to be so tempting to like get away from the client work and work for ourselves on our own project. Maybe other agencies would like to use the tool as well. Maybe some in-house people would like to use this tool as well. Freelancers, bloggers, and so on and so on. And it turned out, guess what? It worked.
Nice.
So we managed to like get away from the agency. The agency is still running up to this day, but we are not involved in it anymore, and we're fully focused on Surfer since 2017. So when you read in a book, scratch your own itch in terms of like a startup, building companies and so on, it was entirely like that for us. So pretty by the book example of how you can find the product market fit and figure out like what should I do with the product, test it by yourself and use it at work. So yeah, that's how it started, and that's like a long story short about Surfer.
Super cool.
And like So I guess people like us, in the journey that you described, and our journey is very similar. We might underestimate the journey to product market fit because it happened a bit naturally for us. Like we were onto something, and then we started developing tools, and these tools made sense, and then we started sharing for with other people, and then it made sense, and then things happened quickly. But often, a lot of companies spend so much time and energy to get the product market fit, and often they don't get it, and they need teams and sophistication to get to the product market fit. So I guess it's one of the directions where you can get to that much more quickly.
We didn't even know we have a product market fit. It was like so natural. Like we're building
Yeah.
something for us, it works. So if it works for us, it works for someone else probably.
Nice.
And well, it just turned out that we were right. It worked for others as well.
Yeah.
And then when we discovered that term, product market fit, what the hell is this? That's
Yeah, yeah,
like,
exactly.
like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were
I
new
like
to
it.
the startup, right? And now like, okay, let's measure the product market fit, and we start this survey consisting of some like different questions. One, and turns out, wow, we have it. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's not screw it up.
That's not-
It's funny on the let's not screw it up because I feel like I'm guessing it's the same for your team. We try to use our own product. Like for us, it means like using Prismic for our website to make sure that as we keep using it, we see if like what we develop, it makes sense for our team. And maybe, as you said, like if it makes sense for our team and it helps us, probably it's gonna help other teams as well. So keeping that aspect of being your like number one users, hopefully it keeps that product market fit. So I wonder if it's the same for you, if like your team also like use a Surfer every day kind of thing.
100%. Like I can tell you from today's example, we were joined by a new content person, and she wrote her first article and published, and within like she joined 2 weeks ago, so like really short, like
Yeah.
onboarding and stuff, and she produced the content within that time, and
Nice.
it's already ranking number one for ChatGPT for content writing, and it even has a featured snippet.
That's
So
cool.
well, that's how we use our tool.
That's super cool. Super cool. Well,
Yep.
that's gonna lead me to I don't know if I don't know if you want to add anything. That's gonna lead me to my first question, or maybe second, really, is to maybe answer the maybe like objection that might come is that people can be how do you say perplexed about is content created with AI or can it really rank? So you mentioned that, and I watched some of your other streams, and I saw that you also have some kind of case studies or stories of people who were able to achieve good results while using AI to generate the content. So maybe we can go through that quickly just to also create alignment there on, or what really you can achieve with AI-based
Sure.
tools. Yeah.
Sure. So even on our blog, we have a author named Surfer AI, and these articles rank really well. So to anybody who is like afraid of like what's going to happen when Google realizes that the content is actually the AI content. So first thing, they removed, that was in September, they removed the rule from the guidelines that the content should be written by humans. That rule is removed, so it doesn't have to be written by humans. That's one thing. Plus when the content is really answering what the reader wants, they don't give a, well, they
They
don't
don't
care
care.
They don't
about
care.
that. Yeah. I didn't know if it's casual or not, so I decided
It is casual.
bring the volume down.
Just be yourself.
Right. So yeah. So in general, if the content is a quality content, it will rank. It doesn't matter whether it's AI or not. And I would just quickly jump into the screenshot and move through a real quick slideshow. Yeah, let's move on. Dun, 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 dun. That will be quick. Okay, share
No
this
worries.
tab instead. Obviously, I will share this tab instead, and you will see. Okay, so there was a website called Peep Strategy run by a couple of smart people, and they created AI content that was like the early AI era. And it started to work really well. It was optimized, but then something has happened, and well, we didn't know whether it's AI issue or something else issue. And that was at the end of last year. And we decided to, like, I will just go quickly through it. So we decided to like go through these pages that lost the most of the traffic and replace them with the proper AI content, which was the first test of Surfer AI. That was March this year. So, well, we replaced 150 articles. And look, this is one of the articles that we replaced, and another one, and another one, and another one. So the pattern is clear. It's ranking somewhere, then it's like wiped out. And then when we put proper AI content on top of it, it ranks like crazy. So this is what happens. We had this all-time low situation with the AI or shitty content penalized. We replaced that content with quality AI content, and it started to rank again. So the conclusion is that is not the AI content. The problem is the shitty content. That is the problem. So you can actually recover with proper AI. Right. The next one is done with this guy, Dean Scaruto. We partner on some product development and case studies. So there was a website. Again, we tried to improve topical authority. Okay, so there was a website that was hit by your money your life issue on EAT in here in the middle. Then we started pumping AI content on it. It started to rank like crazy, then dropped a little, and again ranking like crazy. And I will show you what happened. So we started to investigate that little dip, like what happened here. And it turned out that Google appreciated us so much that they gave us keywords we didn't deserve. Like in here, we had an article about benefits of not drinking alcohol for 3 or for 6 months, for 30 days, and so on. And Google gave us the keywords benefits of not drinking, like without the timeline. So no long tail keyword. It was like a super big keyword. And it turned out that we lost on this particular keyword. But look into the SERP. They were all targeting like the general benefits of not drinking, benefits of stopping drinking, not like 3 6 months. So we, with the article with the long tail, because we were so strong with the topical authority, got these keywords. Then Google realized that, well, maybe you don't
That's so
belong
good.
in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was another one, how to quit smoking weed. That was the article. And the article was about the benefits of not smoking. However, Google ranked us on how to quit smoking. Nobody was targeting benefits in the SERP, yet because we were so strong with the topical authority, Google gave us that keyword. Of course, we lost because we didn't provide an answer to that keyword. So after we took actions and added these articles and optimized these articles with the keywords that we didn't have previously, it took off again. But what you have to realize is that the mass AI content generation is just the start. You need to look into the data while you are still producing content to check, to be proactive, not reactive. Proactive to look into the keywords that you received from Google and check if you really have an answer, because Google may like you even more than you thought. And this is what happened. They gave us keywords we didn't deserve. We didn't look into these keywords, so we lost a little bit of traffic. So don't be like us. Be proactive, look into the information. And now the biggest success I've ever had in my life, that's a website with stabilized rankings and established authority that was extremely flat. 12 months flatline, but the DR was decent, like the website was really nice. And this is in a HR industry, so pretty competitive one. So again, we wanted to improve topical authority, so we found the most relevant categories with the tool that you will be presenting in a couple of minutes. We created AI articles and published complete internally linked silos, so like neighborhood by neighborhood. And look, this is the indexation correlated with the impressions growth, and boom, 11 times traffic growth in 2.5 months and 200-ish articles. So I was amazed with the results, because it's just a pure money for the company to get like 11 times more organic traffic with just a simple, that's one person doing it, and he is just publishing AI content on that page in the proper order, in the proper groups that were discovered through Surfer tools. So, well, yeah, mission accomplished when you just work with a proper plan, you have a strategy, and then you execute that strategy with AI, you can get 11 times traffic growth on a really nice looking domain. So that's about it. You can recover penalized websites with a proper AI content. You can get so much appreciation and love from Google that it will rank you for a keywords that you didn't even thought you will be able to take over. And if you execute the strategy, you can even have like 11 times traffic growth in a couple of months. So these are the results you can expect from AI content and SEO that is well executed as a whole thing. That's it.
Well, I like the note of already fantastic all that what you did, and it's very motivating. Now, you said well executed. Okay. Now, I would like to understand
Good strategy. also.
quickly. Yeah. So what is the human responsibility or role in the success, and what is left to the AI? Which parts are still to be held by the human? Maybe strategy, maybe something else. But
Yeah.
what are the parts that will, to your vision, remain the human's responsibility?
The strategy and the execution. These are just tools in our hands, and the most important part is to know what to write about, know which tools will provide you quality stuff, not the garbage, and three, to keep the pace. So organize the team, organize the procedure that you start with the research. Here's the set of like 100 topics you should cover. Each topic is 5, 10, 20 articles, and you like give the proper tools to the people so they can execute. Like request AI content first, then go through the content to see like, okay, it's looking good, I will publish it now to my CMS, and then move on to the next one, and to the next one, to the next one. The simple SOP that's in our hands, and we this is what we control. There's no point like, come on, how many generic articles are on the web? If you want to rank for best CMS, whatever, you need to cover so many topics that are already written, already researched, like the servers, like the programming languages, like lists of even like SMB CMSs, integrations and stuff. It's like reinventing the wheel. There is no point in investing thousands of dollars in content that someone super professional will write for heavy money while it's reinventing the wheel basically. So we need to be wise at spending our resources and give the creativity in the pages that convert for us, in the pages that move the needle for the sales and for the marketing. And when it comes to the content that you have to have anyway to rank in a certain industry, just let it write to the AI, and it will be the best money spent you can have.
Okay,
So
so if
that's
I
how I see
understand
it.
well, no, so if I understand well, you're saying there's anyways going to be a lot of content that you need to create. For a lot of it, there's already enough knowledge on the internet to allow you to create something really good, to be relevant to your audience. But on the other content that will allow you to connect with your audience and convert them, that's where you want to spend your time. So that this one is the one that you want to personalize. So you would create a lot of content to then drive traffic to these pages that you will like add a more personalized touch to.
The goal is to create an army of relevant, semantically relevant articles that will send strong internal links to the pages that moves the needle to the business. That will be, in your case, it will be basically the keyword CMS, right? You need an army of pages sending internal links with the proper anchor texts that will allow you to rank for this money keyword that you want. That's how it works. And we have a full control of our website, so we can publish content like we want it, we can have the internal links of our choice. We are in a full control of what's going to happen, so we can execute it in the right way, basically.
So I have many topics that I would like to bring that are more on the macro level, but I guess it's better that we start with the tool and
Yep.
we look at the tool so that we make it concrete for our audience. And then once we're done with that, I guess I would like to spend a little bit of time on a bit of macro level and the future of this and what does it mean to everyone.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let's maybe start with the tool so that we get it more concrete.
Yes, let's do that. So let me see.
Because we have a question from Henry, who says like, does AI have imagination? And I guess that will go into a lot of different questions about Google and how they want to evolve and all of that, and we will spend time with that. But I guess people also came here to get a relevant advice, something concrete to allow them to understand how can they do their job better, how can
Yeah.
they bring value to where they are working.
Actually, the imagination of AI is something that we don't want in our writing, because for me, imagination is hallucination. Its
Yeah, we'll
name
talk
is
about that.
hallucination.
And that's why I think it's an interesting topic, and I would like to talk a little bit more about it. But let's start with the tool.
Yeah, okay. So let's see. The first part that you discussed, and that is many times the step number 1 for content strategy, is defining your content plan and which kind of clusters of keywords you want to rank for. So I guess, well, for here the goal is that also how you tell me where to go, but here I guess I know. So for us, typically we have a goal this quarter of ranking for headless CMS. I already made that search, but let me do it again. So let's say I want to rank for headless CMS. I'm going to generate a topical map for it. Oh, I'm going to rewrite it.
That's the beta feature, so we are showing something really
Okay.
new.
Well, I tried it already and it worked, as you can see here, so
course.
you can trust it. In case it takes some time, I already have it, so we'll see. Or I'll open it anyways, and then we'll have this one generated.
Yeah, it will take a couple of minutes, so you better
Yeah.
better show it. Yep.
So here I have a lot of keywords that you suggest. I guess here, for me, is to the goal for me is to select the ones that make sense for my business to cover. So let me see. I'm gonna do CMS business, CMS SaaS. What is CMS? Do I have anything about headless? Next.js. Best CMS comparison. I'm trying to find
Take
the
the page
headless one.
response as well. It's an SEO factor, so page response will be also a good one to have.
Where I'm not seeing it. Try
Yeah,
to
it's in the middle. It's in the
yeah,
middle. You
yeah.
see.
I have page here. No. I don't see it. Let's
Oh,
say
it was a
headless
page
CMS.
template. Sorry.
Page
Sorry,
templates? I
didn't-
can do
Yeah,
best
that's also good.
headless,
Yep.
best framework. Okay, we'll say we're good here. So it's like from this list of keywords that I selected, it will create kind of clusters of topics, and for each it will suggest a list of articles to write. So we'll see how much time it takes, but that's the idea. And for me, that's useful because it's also one thing that I do on Ahrefs a bit. But for that, there's maybe a less of kind of a suggestion kind of aspect to Ahrefs, where you have to input your keyword and you have to go through your list, and then it doesn't really suggest the name of the titles, it just suggests the list of top of keywords you could rank for. So then it's up to you to go and find the best title and the best article to write for this. So yeah, that's like one part that allows you to like get a lot of ideas that then you can pick from, probably.
This thing is really doing some science right now, because it's turning all of the articles ideas it found. It was like about 1,000 article ideas around that CMS topic, and now it is vectorizing every single article idea into some sort of a number. And when we use these numbers to put them on a huge map, they will start forming little groups, little clusters. So every single article idea that's turned into vector will be put on that map, and as you can see, it will deliver these groups that you will tackle together as a category on your blog, for example, or as a little silo. So as we have it already, you can just go
Yep.
through the list.
So we have a few ones. So let's see. For headless CMS, it suggests that the article that I should write is Headless CMS 101, the only guide you'll ever need, and then with a list of articles that I could write. So headless components in React and why I stopped using, I guess, a traditional CMS. Listing articles, benefits of headless CMS versus a traditional CMS. So a lot of the things that I guess we planned, but already it's a lot of also new ideas that can enrich like this kind of cluster.
Good idea to go through the list when you already have a website that is ranking and has some content on it, is to connect the Google Search Console. Because when you connect the Google Search Console to that, you'll see what you are already ranking, and you don't need to like duplicate them. So it will be so much easier to go through the list and see like, okay, in the what is CMS topic, you already have like half of the articles already created. So you just like finish up the list. So I don't mean to like do it right now, but in general, it will be super useful to have it connected and see what's the progress of your website in terms of covering certain niche, certain topic. So that's just a good tip.
Yeah, and just like asking for your advice here, how would you tackle this? So you have a lot of categories. For each category, there's a lot of content. How would you go? You would like do one category first, and how would you choose that one? And then you would go do the pillar one, and then you would do the biggest traffic ones. How would you build? How would you start from there?
So the case studies I showed you, especially those second and third one with growing website just by publishing a lot of new content, we executed it category by category. So let's say I like the first category, so there's like 23 articles. I'm just like eyeballing. I don't know how many because I cannot see, but
yeah, the first one has like a lot.
Yeah, if it's a lot, okay, fine. It means it's a big category and it requires a lot of work, and it will be really rewarding to you in the end. So I would just check the search console and see how many I already have. If I would have like, let's say 30% of that category done, I would definitely go and try to close the gap to 80-90% of the articles covered. Then I would internally link from these support pages to the pillar page, and this way you will create a semantically connected network of articles that will support the most important one from behind, increasing its chances to rank higher with that help of these supporting articles. So to sum up, category by category, complete these categories that you already have started first before you move to the next one. And this is how we did it in these case studies, and it worked. So it's a proven strategy.
Okay, makes sense. So here, what I'm seeing here, and you said it's a bit small, is 6/97. It means that we already kind of cover 6 over the 97.
Good start.
Articles, right? Not keywords for this one.
Yeah. It's about articles.
Good start.
Yeah.
Good
And
start.
these articles are ranking really well already on your website. So we are not counting these keywords that you can rank by accident on a position 80 or 90. Like, they do not matter. So if you have 9 out of 60, it means you're quite far in the journey.
Yeah. So typically the one that we have, as I mentioned, for this quarter is to start ranking for our category, which is headless CMS. So I see we have 8/18. So that's a good start, a better start than the other one.
Yeah, so definitely. Like finish up the one you mentioned. Like you are in a half already, so you can close the gap. Like you were running and closing your like a smartwatch kind of indicator. That's how it works. Yeah.
I see a lot of these patterns where we're not far, like keep going on your product. So that's I can see that mindset everywhere. That's cool.
Finish the onboarding, right?
Yes. So that's super cool. So that's one of the ways it can help us also for our own. So you see here there are some of them that are covered. So it's pretty cool to see. And then I can decide to start writing new ones that are not covered, like why and how you should migrate to a headless CMS. It's true that it's not something that we are covering today, so it would typically be an interesting article to write. Okay, so now let's say I want to go through an article. Let's say, I don't know, I can take this one, for instance, headless CMS versus traditional. So let me see how it works. I never did it this way. Okay. So this is the article that ranks, I guess, for it. But I also loaded them in Surfer. So I have them here. So I have some of them that I need to work on. So that's pretty nice for me to see. And there's the one for headless CMS versus traditional. And I see that I have a certain grade on it. So what would be interesting is to understand how you calculate this grade and how I can use these insights to improve my article in that case.
Yeah, the most important part is actually below the above the full screen, which shows the keywords. So if you can scroll down a little bit, it will show you yes, this one. So it shows you all of the entities that should be included in the article for Google to understand what is it really about, because the content can be divided into two groups. The one group is like a stop word and fluff and kind of intro outro kind of stuff like that, and the rest is these most meaningful words and phrases that gives the meaning to this article. So you just need to turn them like green to use them certain amount of times, or at least once. Please use them at least once to improve the whole topical relevancy of your specific article. If you do it, the score will go up, and it's the biggest component of the score. All of these words and phrases that your competition is using that were determined as the key indicators of this article being actually headless versus traditional. These are required to explain what's the difference between headless and traditional CMS. If you have them, you cannot explain the difference without using these keywords. And that's why it's important. You are already done. 74 out of 100 is a perfect place to be. You don't have to push forward. It's better to take care of another article and move it to that grade instead of like polishing it further and further. So you are good with it. You can publish.
So typically I had a case of this one that is headless commerce, where it's 52, so this one is to be improved. And what I found interesting talking about competitors is that there is, I think it's here.
Yeah, it's here, customization.
Like you can see like the competitors that rank for this keyword and their grade. So it kind of also tells you, at least that's how I read it, like I need to get at this grade, like it's a competitor game. So
they have a great content. They have a great content, and well, they are already well optimized. And actually, they have pretty strong domains. As I can see, it's 7 and 8. So not only well optimized content, but also pretty strong domains. I'm not saying they are not to beat, but they will be the tough competitors in here. So you would like to be at this grade of 80-ish. Points. But I saw that your article is a little bit too short. It's like halfway in terms of the length. So you can add more content by like at the same time utilizing these keywords that are missing in your article. That will be the natural flow.
Very interesting. Of this You're like giving me like transitions. That's perfect. Cool. So yeah.
Like I have a question here. Like much of what I'm hearing here is about, let's explain to Google that this is relevant, or let's put content so that Google understand that this is relevant to the topic or to the search keyword. Okay, so that is a cloud of words. But is there something else which is about solving a problem for the user? Like this is solving or answering the question better than the others. Is there something about your tour or in general on SEO about and how Google functions with that, like to make sure that this is answering
SEO,
it better?
It doesn't matter really. You can rank really low quality content in Google just by putting keywords in the places where they belong.
Okay.
It can be even written in Latin. So it doesn't really matter. You can still trick Google algorithm. However, there's like a second part of the algo. When you get to the top and you start receiving traffic, you will be constantly checked if you delivered value. Like imagine someone is visiting your page and is written in Latin with just the keywords here and there. It will be like, well, I will just better check another result. And it sends a negative behavioral signal to Google, like maybe this result is not the best for the user. So you can rank without solving a problem, but maintaining rankings and traffic on a high positions will require to answer these questions. And as a human writer, you will do a lot of research and figure out what may be the goal, what may be the main question I should answer in the above the fold, whatever. And as the AI, you can get all of the information from the top 10 search results and reverse engineer them, like all the questions they answer,
Yeah.
all the answers for these questions, and all of the entities that should be mentioned in the context of specific questions. And that's why I would say that AI content will be even more comprehensive than human, because, well, our brains are limited. And when I would be doing research and reading top 10 ranking pages, I will forget about the first when I'm reading the third, while the AI can read and categorize and like put these things in order that are like the book long pieces of context, compared to like my brain's like maybe a chapter that I can remember and like look through while I am writing. So yeah, like to your question, you need to solve the problem, but only to maintain rankings, not to get them in the first place.
Very relevant.
Very interesting.
So basically, to maintain the ranking, you need to make sure that you. So
You deliver
the
on
way
the topic.
you deliver on the topic, and that one way of doing that is getting the best content out there, reverse engineer it, understand what are the most important, relevant answers, and sum them up together with certain priority and put them in the article.
While
that right?
acknowledging that there's an algorithm
Perfect
behind,
summary.
and then it will look for certain keywords and
course,
certain
that's the
length,
first
and
time,
you need
yeah.
to play with these rules as well. Yeah.
Exactly. Great summary. Great summary.
Okay, so here I have a challenge, is that I have my article is pretty short, and so one way that I use your tool to like try to find inspirations is that myself. So you tell me if I'm doing things well. So it's super interesting to see the competitors. Here I'm like expecting you to do the work for me of going through these articles. You tell me what's the ideal length in terms of words and paragraphs and images. One part that I like is this part about topics and questions.
Okay.
And that allows me to see like what kind of this article should cover. And so from that, I see what's relevant, a bit like what we did with the keyword research. Like, what are the questions that I think I can bring a good solution to or good answer to? And that's going to be relevant to my business as well. I think I started noting some here. So I just picked a bit from the people also ask and from the competitors, and just picked some. So just to see if this can serve as a good starting point to expand this article.
I'm really glad you brought this specific feature because it's so overlooked. I even forgot we have it, and it's so good and helping people. So nice. I mean, we used to be a feature factory at some point and throwing like some nice stuff from the SEO perspective, but it was so many good things that they were like buried in this huge pile of things. So this is really good way. And if you copy these questions to your article, I saw it is the AI generated article. So you will have the Surfy AI assistant in there. So if you put these questions in the article and ask Surfy, hey Surfy, can you answer this question? It will do. So we can actually
Let
try
me
it. Like,
see, how
put it
do
at
I
the very
do? I
bottom.
put it somewhere at the very
Put
bottom?
it at the very
Okay.
bottom. Yeah, whatever. Like just
I'm
just
going to
for
put
that.
it here. Yeah.
Yeah, you can put it here
Oh,
and
this is the link of
right
the
with.
call.
Oh,
Let me
there's
see.
just a placeholder right with Surfer AI. So if this article was created with Surfer AI, you would have access to the Surfy AI assistant that actually could do this. This article is not written with the AI, so you
No.
can. Really nice upsell though. So you can, but we plan to roll it for the standard content editors as well, so everybody can use that extra feature. I didn't plan it. It just turned out so natural.
No
I
worries, no
thought,
worries.
you see, there's a button right with Surfer AI,
This one,
and
yeah.
yeah, there is the same button. There's the same button right with Surfy when you already have the AI article created. So
Okay.
I just thought it's that. So sorry about that.
No worries, no
But
worries.
with this, with the, if that was the AI article, you would have the assistant that will actually answer that question in between the lines. So just ask, hey,
Yeah.
can you answer it with like using some keywords, mention whatever my tone is, whatever, and it will just
I'm gonna
produce
give
that.
him right now.
And it's very nice, like you're bringing this up because it's relating to a question that we're having in the chat, and Nick is saying, I'd say AI has a long way to go for writing content. I can usually spot GPT content a mile away. It's very formulaic. So, and I like the question because it's very relevant. Now, there are two things that come to my mind when I see a question like this. The first one, I can spot AI content. And just before this, we were talking about, I was going through my LinkedIn and I'm seeing more and more people using DALI or Midjourney generated
OpenAI,
images in their actually in their illustrations for their posts. And yes, I can spot it. Now, it's good. It's AI. I can spot it. Is it bad that I can spot it? Like at some point, I guess it's fine. Does it bring value? Is a better question than can I spot that it's AI? If it's AI and it's not bringing any value, because maybe it's not answering my questions, or it's too boring to read, or I cannot read it because too long, too structured, whatever it is, well, then it doesn't bring value. But if it brings value, who cares if it's GPT or not? That's the first thing. And the other thing is like what you're presenting here is it doesn't have to be 100% AI written. No one suggested that you should do 100%. And that's, I feel, I had a chat with someone and, always we think that AI should do the task. And that's why when the first time we start writing content with AI, then we do these kind of back and forth iterations, and sometimes it takes hours because you want to get it somewhere, and you have this very specific idea in your head, and you want to get it there, and you want AI to spit out the article exactly as you imagine it. No, maybe it can get you 30% of the task, maybe 40, maybe 60. But how big is 60% of the task? Huge. Then go take these, put them together, and then redo it in your own way, and that's already great, right? I don't know. What do you think about that?
I will tell you, we are on a mission to help writers become editors. Editor is a better job, is higher tier job, and if you can help people get promoted from regular writers to the editors,
Very nice.
then this is really nice. It's super helpful for them, and they can focus on the creative aspect of the article about headless CMS versus the traditional one, instead of writing, these days we have to make a call on whether we go with traditional CMS or the headless. In this article, we will go through blah, 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 blah. It just has to be there. It's just in the introduction. Why we have to like force people like, hey, write me an introduction, write me something.
Very
If
good point.
AI
Yeah.
can do it good in a really good way, and they can focus on these parts that matter. So the CTA, so the covering the proper problems, the brand voice and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
the
instead
overall
of
tone. Yeah.
producing that.
Very well put.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's actually a feature in Prismic that would allow us to do it, so I was going to try it. Maybe I would let Renaud explain the
So
idea
yeah,
behind.
I mean, it's a very good intro into this feature, like
Yeah.
helping writers getting promoted to be editors. I like this how you put it, and it's the same point around like we were looking into. It's funny because when Gen AI you started, and was like, okay, well, Prismic is about content, and we should definitely do something about it, and it's very exciting. And it was like, okay, well, maybe we will generate the page for people, and everyone will start with that anyway. And then we did a proof of concept, what was pretty good actually, and would do some good result out there. But then it was too big of a step, and you need something more progressive, more iterative process to get to your result, right? And it was like, okay, step back. What do we want to get? Well, we need to have someone like as an editor that is instructing, okay, I want this, change this way, and instructing into, and maybe making a few edits and instructing into getting this final article, and that's a better approach. So I guess maybe this is the right moment to look at that and show what we have.
So this is like the Prismic repository for just all our website. So this is all our headless content that you could see before. And so the headless commerce article is this one.
So from the people that are coming from Surfer, like Prismic is the CMS on which we are editing the content,
Yeah.
and the one that we represent. And so yeah, continue the present
No
page.
worries. So these are the different sections of my article. We said we'll add the section at the bottom. So here, let's say I added just before the quiz here. I will add it here. Do you want to give the demo, Renaud, or not?
I think it's going to be hard with the mic, so
Okay,
that's why
I
I'm
do
gonna.
it.
I'm
So
gonna
let's say add.
So then that's more for the people that are using Prismic. We introduce this feature that allow you to basically prompt us to actually create content based on your need. And so in that case, like you want to add a section about
I wrote add a section about how much does headless commerce cost. That was the question that I found on Surfer.
Okay, cool. So that's very interesting. And basically by being able to prompt that, if you validate.
Do you want me to add more or just go like with that?
No, let's give it a try and we'll see. So basically what it's going to do is that it's going to look at the set of slices. So slices are sections that you have custom made so that they are on brand. Select the most appropriated one. I don't see what's written here. So
it generated the comparison table slice.
Cool. So it's generating a comparison table slice because it looked at all the slides that you had and understood that there was one comparison slice that what might make sense to actually answer to your question, that is how much the headless e-commerce solution cost, and offer a comparison between different solutions, I guess.
Do you want me to wait until it generates the content as well?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
So how does it work? How does it decide which one to choose?
So basically, it's taking the overall prompt, trying to address and to create an outline of what will be needed as a content to be able to answer that specific item, and then look at the overall purpose of like the overall set of slides that you have in your slides library, and then select the one that is the closest to the actual outline. And so here it selected the comparison table, and basically offering us different comparison table that we can select from.
Should I do this? Like I
select
this
the one. Since I don't see what you selected, what you have in the screen, I think you're the best one to select.
Okay. So I have this slice. So
I
what
think
does it say?
can we move the image to the other side? Yeah.
So basically here we can see that basically Prismic created a slice that tells you how much does headless e-commerce cost, and created a table with like different items for you to be able to.
So basically for people to tell you where to look. On the left side, you have the page broken into sections. This is one of the sections. This is a section that we added. And on the right side is the editor. So you can go and edit that section.
The specific
and
content inside that section. And so basically just added an overall pricing and comparison table on how much headless e-commerce cost. Created a table with a few axes based on, I don't know, like can you see?
I can show you maybe in the preview of the page.
Cool.
But you have like platform fee, maintenance fee, and then you have like how much the initial setup costs for each monthly subscription, all of that. So I can show you.
And so you'll have a first structure basically to add to your content. And again, that's a base structure for you to then come up with like the actual things that makes the most sense. Like the structure is being defined for you. You just have to add the relevant content in that specific item, or review it, edit it quickly so that it fits your tone, or fits also the information that you're ready to provide, and you'll be able to add an answer to the specific question that made sense.
And then you iterate on that. Like you might say, okay, well, I don't like this. Can you change it in that way? And then you go and edit yourself. So it's how it can help you through the process.
You want to add another one?
Yeah, I want text.
So if you want text specifically, you could
section.
select a specific slice if you want.
Because here I know my problem is because I don't have enough text in this article, so I want a long text in some way.
Then you can select the text slice. That's the one.
Or you can try to prompt that I want text. I want to add more text more text, and choose a section for that.
Specifically, if in that case, like you knew that you wanted a specific item, you can also select the slice that you think is the most relevant, because slices are sections that are defined for your website, and then prompt it. You'll get a text based on that. And again, you'll be able to iterate and get your page to.
Well, it's good. I want to copy paste it after on Surfer to see like what it thinks about my new content. That's what I'm trying to do.
And so the thing that is really interesting also with AI actually to generate content, and I guess it's a topic maybe that we haven't talked with Surfer, is also around the localization. So you can use that feature to basically create content in French, in English, in Spanish, in whatever the local that makes sense for you, and basically forward from them.
That's cool. That's super cool. I didn't think of that. We don't localize our content, so yeah. So I said my title will be this, and the text that Prismic recommended is this. Let's see if it's happy. If I'm making Surfer
I hope
happy.
it's better at least. Did it move the needle?
I didn't see. Let me remove it.
Not that much, right?
52, and then no, not that much. I need to add way more text, I guess. We are just at 1,000.
And more keywords.
And more
And more
keywords. And nice thing is here that's also like I realized that some of the keywords here are just because I'm always using the same word while I could use it less. So this also I like this like insert terms tool that allows me to just modify slightly some of my content too.
But can't you, for
Make sure I
instance,
make Google
copy the keywords and put them in the prompt?
I could too.
That could be an idea.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That will
we'll,
work.
we'll, we'll
That will
experiment with
work.
that.
That's cool.
The best way is to download the TXT guidelines. They are under 3 dots on the
Cool.
top.
Yeah.
You'll be able to get a TXT in a Markdown. Yeah, download guidelines as TXT, and you'll be able to copy them like
Very nice.
easily.
That's super
Uh,
cool. I didn't know. Okay, that's
You
nice.
can just like all of the questions you also have, so you can clearly like.
That's
prompt,
super cool.
uh,
I never
the
used
questions
that
with the
part.
keywords.
Nice.
You'll discover so many different things
Yes.
along the way. Oh,
Yes. Super cool. And
always
so in the
forget.
end, I will have my list with all my articles. I guess it's here at good rated. So I know here, for instance, I need to improve the headless commerce article and the best headless CMS article. This is not accurate, so I'm just going to remove it. But yeah, the others should be good to go. So super cool. I guess I'm done with the demo. I think I'm hoping this gave some concrete examples on how you could use AI and specifically Surfer to help you with your content planning and creation. So Sadek, you mentioned you had some more higher level.
I mean, yeah, like,
discussions,
but
yeah.
just to sum up here, like, we could understand the categorization of the articles,
The planning, yeah,
the-
specifically.
the
and
planning, and then for a given article, the kind of keywords that we have absolutely to get there so that Google understands that this is relevant to what we're targeting as a search. That's good. And then you can go and copy these into GPT or into our size prompter and then make an article and then go edit it from there, because you're already sure that you're starting with a good foundation of the right keywords that are included
And
in
in
that.
our case, we do it the other way around. We write actually content ourselves, but then we also optimize it not because we've written it
Oh,
ourselves, that it's
nice.
optimized for the machine that Google has. So
So you can also
also the
start
other way
with from
around.
content that you say like, can you, and you give it to AI and say like, can you improve this by adding these kind of keywords that are important to
typically
have?
here I have
Yeah.
one about benefits of headless CMS, and so I'm going to just copy paste it and see if there's some like keywords I need to include more, and just like make sure it's right before it goes out. So I also do it for for content that I've already written.
And that's good because GPT is very good at that task. If you give it already content, it's like, can you change this to make that? That's a very clear task, I guess.
While keeping the tone.
While keeping the tone or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I mean, as we said, there are many things that are changing with that, and we have no idea what's going to happen afterwards. Like, one of the things people got scared with the SEO. People that do a lot of SEO got scared when they saw that Google is maybe deprioritizing SEO, because they saw like, okay, well, more ads has been pushed up, so almost the whole page fold is filled with ads. That's one thing. The other thing that they're also experimenting with conversational search experience, so which is an AI experience where you get the actual answer, so there is no sending back to the source. So which means that
There
you
are
don't
3
get any
sources.
money. Sorry?
There are 3 sources of the cited on the SGE, so it's not that bad.
They will cite the sources in that.
They will
case.
cite
there
the
will
sources.
be three results. Yeah, so like it's
Yeah.
not like the best, but at least we have 3, so not that bad.
But more
Yeah.
competitive, I would say.
Well,
You need
well.
to be in the
That's
top
for
3.
sure.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
the first and the most recommended action is to keep
Continuing.
dialoguing
Dialoguing.
with the AI. So it's not anymore, hey, read more there. No, ask me, Google, ask me more about this, and maybe don't go to the source. So there is a different prioritization. So my question in general, first, about SEO and the future with SEO about Google, what do you think? because one of the things that you brought up also, that they removed the part that you like it was not allowed to use AI or artificial intelligence for
Yep.
writing articles. They removed that. So what is your view about this? People are worried, concerned about that. So how would you answer?
We still have plenty of time in this industry, at least to the next huge computing resource revolution, because the SGE compared to the standard search engine is so much heavier. Is like a few orders of magnitude heavier to calculate than just query the index, because you cannot cache it. You always have to like feed the large language model with the new context, new information, and it's way heavier. So before they figure out better computers to make the cost of SGE go like extremely low, I know we see like improvements in this area, but it needs to be a huge improvement. So before we experience that huge improvement, they won't be able to afford to put all the traffic to go through the SGE, because, well, it will kill their business. It will be too expensive. So they will probably get some hype around it, like Bard AI, for example. But I wouldn't expect them moving too far with it, because it will cut their margins down by a lot. So I wouldn't be panicking yet. However, we don't know what happens in 5 years. We don't know.
Yeah. But for me, there is also a problem of an economical problem here, because and market dynamic, because like if we look at GPT, what is it trained on? It's trained on doing searches on Google and getting at least using a lot of search engines to be able to grab content. So people actually today submit content to Google. So Google succeeded in giving interest to everyone. Giving interest is important here. Giving interest to everyone that has a website on the world to care about Google and submit their article. In some ways, they don't exactly submit it in a search or in a form, but actually they make the work for Google to understand their content and to rank it.
Yeah, they crawl it, basically. They spend money on crawling, so they give you appreciation.
Not only that, they give you reward to that. They give you, hey, if you do this for us,
I'm going to give you traffic.
then I'm going to give you traffic and money. I'm going to give you that. Now, if they remove the money that they give us for our effort, we're not going to do the effort anymore.
That's the incentive anymore.
So they are destroying the trend, that the behavior that they set in the industry to optimize for Google. They will drop that in the bin. That's it, gone. With Google, it took so much time for them to build this empire of everyone optimizing for them. Would they just throw it away, remove the reward? The reward is give me money, give me traffic. If they start putting their search, the conversational search, and not sending me traffic anymore, I wouldn't care about optimizing for Google. Why would I optimize for Google that if they don't bring me traffic? I don't give a damn. So in that case, will they drop that? Will they drop the reward? Or what is my reward then to optimize? I don't see it lightly. It's not only about the resources, it's about like breaking something that took so many years to build, of shaping the behavior of the industry to optimize for Google. I don't think they will drop it so easily.
The bigger enemy of the Google search in general is more likely to be like a video search, like different platforms like TikTok or Instagram. Young people, kids.
Younger people.
Younger.
Kids will search on TikTok instead of Google. Like boomers search in Google. And we will have this trend like going forward and forward. Like there'll be less boomers and more kids with their habits that are like, I don't know about something. So TikTok video to tell me like tutorial how to do whatever, instead of Google how to fix my tap, right? So they will search for a video. Even YouTube can steal Google's traffic. So this is what would be probably bigger enemy of SEOs trying to get more organic traffic than the SGE. Basically than the SGE.
But I think to come to what
that's
you
just
said,
an opinion.
to come to what you
Yeah.
said, Sadek, I think it's interesting that basically when you compare Google or to ChatGPT, actually Google introduced source and introduced like citation because they know it's central for them as a business, while ChatGPT don't care much. And and it's already like I think in their mind, and they have to find ways to incentivize the user to actually continue ranking for them, because it's a marketplace basically. We provide items for them that they just distribute.
Actually, yeah.
And so you need to, in the marketplace, to continue incentivizing both the people that consume
submit,
and the
yeah.
one that are providing an offer. Like you need the demand and you need the offer.
Absolutely. So yeah, but that's anyway. We're going to see, and as you said, it's not overnight that it's going to change. You know, there is a lot of work to make, because we're not yet into models that can be trained real time. So that means also something, right? Google, the indexation of Google is always up to date. You know, you send the article, and in a very few time, then you are on the ranking. Whereas AI models need a lot of time to be trained and updated. So you don't have today that kind of thing. So until we get real time trained models, I guess we still have some time.
Isn't it what Twitter is trying to do actually with Grok or whatever? Like being able to leverage as much as possible events and real time training, so that you get source very accurate.
Yeah, well, of course, people want to do that. Now, is it possible? Do we have the computational power to be able to do that? And what are the effects of training in real time? That's still up.
So that's actually what we do at Surfer to connect Google index of top ranking pages to get this up-to-date information, and then analyze that information and put into LLM to produce content. So that's like a hybrid model of not LLM trained every day, but
it's embedding,
the
right?
injection. Yeah, it's an
embedding,
injection of stuff.
Super interesting. Yeah.
Cool.
Do we have any other question? We had a question about imagination. Maybe if you want to take this one. That's the last one.
Well, we can close with something imaginary. That can AI imagine? I mean, why? I mean, I feel that often people is like they want to feel that they are still relevant. You know, like can AI be creative? And yeah, well, it is actually. It's way more creative to the degree of hallucination without any drugs. So that's extremely imaginative, right? So yes, it is. But that's not. To me, that's not the key point. Like, of course, when we're scared, we're going to compare on what matters for us, and we feel that we humans are great because we are imaginative. No, I guess what matters is we are relatable to each other. AI cannot relate to us, cannot experience what we experience, doesn't know what's good for us, what is a good music, what is a bad music, doesn't know what's a good music, what is a bad music, actually.
That's why you need to tell it. You need to tell it.
Exactly,
like,
and that's our role.
Music or good.
Yeah, and that's our role. And as you said, editor, not the writer. So that's exactly it. Our role is to make it relevant to our community. I have a community, whatever my community is. And my role is I'm the gatekeeper. I tell AI what's relevant, and then I push it to the community. And that is the real role. So if you want really to thrive, don't compare creativity or who is smarter or all of that. I believe what matters is, are you relevant? Can you be representative of a community, a big enough community, so that you can drive AI to produce to your community? And I guess that's a better way of looking at it. What do you think? What's your take on it?
No, I mean, I have nothing to add. Seriously, it's like, well summarized the whole conversation. 100% agree with you. Nothing to add. Seriously.
Yeah, let's promote writers to be editors.
That's
like
a very
that.
good catchphrase.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I really like it. Like when we were trying to hire a head of product, and she was like, AI content, is it ethical? And then I said, what if I tell you that we can improve people's lives so they can switch from the poor paid job of writer to become an editor? And she was like, oh.
Well
like
done.
Nice.
That was a good vision.
That's, I don't know how to say, that's mission market fit in some way. I don't know how to connect it. But yeah.
Often people talk about a mission. Well, I guess this sums it up very well.
Cool. Yeah.
I think we should leave it here. That's the best place where we can leave it.
Well, thanks a lot for everything that you shared here. I'm sure it's going to be super, super helpful to lots of people.
For sure.
Yeah, and myself, I learned along the way, even if I already used the tool. So yeah, thanks a lot for your time and for being so open. It was really good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
big
you.
Thank you very
pleasure.
much.
Have a very good
Bye.
evening. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
Oh, I forgot to launch the meetup video, the product updates video.
We're still live.
We're still live, huh?
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Bye
sure.
bye.
Sorry. I removed my headphones and
Headphones.
everything.
Well,
Okay.
see you next
so
time.
What did I have next?
No, we're not done.
No,
We're not done.
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
I wanted to share the website of Surfer SEO so that you guys can check it out. And yeah, I don't recommend a lot of products in life, but this one I really recommend. And I wanted also to say here we didn't cover, apart from the prompt slice for the prompt feature, we didn't talk about all the other product
Yeah,
updates
for
that
sure.
we had. So it's been 3 months now that we are releasing a video every month about our updates. So it's under our YouTube channel. It's called Prismic Chronicle. So I'm gonna post the link to the chat so you guys can also watch it. There's this update, but there's also 6 others releases that happened this month. So posting it here for anyone who's still able to watch a 14 minutes video.
14 minutes video, but that is packed with insights on the new release that we are basically shipping around. Yes, AI enabled feature, but not only, new features on the page builder. And so it's the new version of the actual Prismic editor that is introducing the visual editing experience, new improvement on developer experience, like the support of Next 14, for example. So a lot of really cool things. And so I strongly encourage you to look at it. And if not right now, maybe tomorrow morning with your coffee or something.
Yeah, cool. And the next meetup will be in December, not at the end of the month, because that's going to be the holidays. And it will be again as the last end of quarter meetups with the product managers to share everything that we released also in the quarter. So yeah, we'll see you there.
See you in, but then it's in 2 weeks, almost 3
Yeah,
weeks.
3 weeks.
See you in 3 weeks then, and yeah, in the meantime, enjoy using Prismic and Surfer.
Yeah, thank you guys. Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you very much.